Hello and thanks for joining us for our late night newscast coming to you from Arirang's news centre in Seoul. I'm Mark Broome. Our top story tonight. After long debate in Japanese parliament, lawmakers have passed Prime Minister Shinzo Abe's controversial security bills. The bills will let Japan's military provide much greater support to its allies and in particular the United States. Now, opponents say that violates Japan's constitution. The Korean government is urging Tokyo to be transparent when implementing defence and security policies from now on. Kim Min-ji reports.
Japan will now be able to deploy troops abroad for the first time since the Second World War. Japan's upper house of parliament, led by Prime Minister Shinzo Abe's ruling coalition, passed 11 security bills with 148 lawmakers voting in support and 90 against. The Abe administration says the changes are necessary to meet military challenges and to share global peacekeeping efforts.
The peace and security laws are necessary to protect the people's lives and peaceful way of living, and is for the purpose of preventing wars.
The U.S. has welcomed the passage of the bills, but Japan's neighbors have not. Korea says Japan will not be allowed to exercise its right to collective self-defense over issues related to Seoul's security and national interests without request or consent. It added that Tokyo's security policy should be decided and implemented in a transparent way to maintain the spirit of Japan's pacifist constitution. China called the move unprecedented and urged Japan to act with discretion on military and security issues and to do more to promote regional peace and security. The legislation also sparked rallies within Japan, with tens of thousands of demonstrators demanding Abe resign and scrap the war bills. Critics say the bills violate the constitution and could lead Japan into U.S.-led conflicts overseas. For now, Abe has what he has wanted, but at what cost? The opposition has vowed to hold large-scale demonstrations in protest, and the bills could deal a blow to Abe's popularity at next year's election. Kim Min-ji, Arirang News.
Now, in a move sure to spark a furious reaction from Korea and China, Japan's foreign ministry has updated its website on historical issues by removing references to Japan's past aggression and imperialism, following the wording used by Prime Minister Shinzo Abe in his war anniversary statement last month. The edited website now says Japan must not let future generations be predestined to apologize. The ministry has also deleted some content from previous government statements that express deep remorse. The previous page said Japan caused tremendous damage and suffering to the people of many countries through its colonial rule and aggression, particularly to those of Asian nations, and that Tokyo will not forget feelings of deep remorse and heartfelt apology. The renewed page does not contain those two sentences. China has made one of its clearest calls yet for North Korea to lay down its nuclear weapons and for all sides to implement UN resolutions against the regime. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi's comments come as Pyongyang has indicated that it may launch a rocket on or around October 10th to mark the 70th anniversary of the founding of the Workers' Party. Any launch would be a ballistic missile test dressed up as a rocket launch. The North is banned from such tests under UN resolutions. Now, without directly mentioning a country by name, Wang said any attempt to disrupt regional peace and security is unjustified and undesirable. He also reiterated Beijing's long-standing view that all nations involved in the long-stalled six-party talks on North Korea's nuclear weapons program must sit down as soon as possible. Google is a company accustomed to being recognized for its many achievements, and it's added another accomplishment to its growing list, being named the top dog in terms of corporate responsibility. The Reputation Institute says Google ranked #1 for a second year in a row, thanks to its countless environmentally friendly initiatives, its efforts for workplace diversity, and its dedication to expanding internet access. Now, Google finished well above second place BMW, Disney, Microsoft and Lego were some other companies that made the top 10. The list shows two of Korea's biggest firms still have a way to go in this regard, though. Samsung Electronics just scraped into the top 20. Its local rival LG Electronics, a lowly 94th. Now, in other news, the Korean language will become a compulsory subject in France's university entrance exam. French President François Hollande made the remark while meeting with Korea's Prime Minister Hwang Kyo-ahn in Paris on Friday local time. Hwang is in the French capital for a 5-day trip to mark the 130th anniversary of diplomatic ties between the two countries. Students taking the baccalaureate will be able to choose Korean as a second language among some 30 others. Currently, Korean is on the third language list, which is not mandatory. No, it's not every day that you see hundreds of people on their knees, hands and knees, cutting grass with scissors. However, residents in Korea's southeastern city of Gyeongju did just that on this Saturday to take part in a ceremony honouring the Shilla dynasty royals buried in the city. Kwon Jang-ho has more.
Gyeongju, the ancient capital of the great Shilla kingdom. Within these giant mounds of earth lie the final resting place of the Shilla royals and noblemen that ruled Korea for over 1,000 years. And today, these tombs are due for a trim. Normally, professionals are brought in to cut the grass, but this year, the city of Gyeongju has invited local residents to come and help, tying it in with a ceremony called Polcho. Polcho is a tradition where you honour family members that have passed away by tidying up their graves in the 15 days leading up to Chuseok, one of Korea's biggest holidays.
Gyeongju is a place where the dead and living share the space together. While we take the time to honor our families, we also thought it was important to honor our royal ancestry as well.
Half the mound will be cut by professionals using electric mowers, and for the rest, well, we'll be using a pair of gloves and a pair of scissors. The afternoon sun is beating down and there's a lot to do, but spirits are high and people make light work of it.
The kids complained it was hot at first, but once we got going, they started having fun and they said they want to come again next time.
It's a meaningful event. I'm so glad my sons were able to experience this. It's a cultural event you can take part in, but also one that teaches. I wish there were more events like this.
The Korea Record Institute said that 1,212 people took part in the event. The city of Gyeongju is hoping this is the start of a new annual tradition, and it will be able to break that record next time. Kwon Jang-ho, Arirang News.
Now, Korea went through one of its worst droughts in living memory this summer without much rain, even during the monsoon season. But the unexpected hardship for farmers has left them with something sweet in the end. Won Ji-yeon tells us more.
This summer was a scorcher for Korea. According to the country's agricultural agency, Korea saw nearly 990 hours of sunlight from June to August, about 20% more compared to last year. That's the longest period of daylight for Korea since 2011. The agency says fruit harvested this fall is much sweeter than fruit from previous seasons because of the extra sunlight.
The sun's heat speeds up photosynthesis, the chemical reaction where a plant's leaf produces starch. When a fruit ripens, it converts the starch reserves into sugar, which increases the sugar levels in fruits.
The sweet yields have arrived in time for the Chuseok holiday at the end of this month. Chuseok is one of the biggest Korean celebrations where people exchange gifts like fruit baskets. The agency says this year, families will get to enjoy the sweetest apples and pears they've tasted in years. Won Ji-yeon, Arirang News.
Now, it's the latest hot trend, colouring books for adults. These days, more and more grown-ups are turning to the childhood staple and other types of art therapy to relieve some stress and to find some inner peace of mind. Park Se-young has the details.
Brush strokes here and there give the wall a complete makeover. It's cheaper and easier to paint a room than it is to wallpaper it, which is why more people are giving it a try. And if you can't find your perfect color from the already wide range, you can create your own ideal shade. It's not only a fresh change of pace to change the color of your walls, it's also said to have psychotherapeutic effects.
Shades of blue provide emotional stability and are good for improving concentration. Pink is a good color to snap you out of the blues.
Coloring books for adults played a key role in causing the art therapy sensation. The move was started last year by the popular coloring book from the UK, Secret Garden. Since then, dozens of similar books were published every month, totaling to over 200 coloring books just this year. People can choose from a diverse range of subject matter and use various mediums from watercolors to crayon and pencil.
I was hesitant about coloring books at first, but I was drawn to their tranquilizing effect.
Even experts recommend coloring as a stress reliever. And now you don't need paper or color pencils. Thanks to new smartphone applications, coloring is just a few clicks away. Park Se-young, Arirang News.
Now, finally, leaving you with the weather. We're going to see temperatures dip to a rather chilly 14 degrees Celsius in Seoul overnight. So if you are heading out, please keep a jacket handy. And Sunday is going to bring more of the same as Saturday. There's going to be plenty of sunshine, and daytime highs nationwide will be in the mid-20s. With that, let's take a look at the weather in your part of the world. Well, those are stories we have for you at this hour. For more of the latest, don't forget to check out the website arirang.com/news. We also have a smartphone application. Just search for Arirang TV in the usual places. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Goodbye.